Hi, this is Derek Daly, and this is my C5 assignment video. Let's start off by explaining this circuit, which is a 2-to-1 multiplexer. This multiplexer takes in two inputs and turns it into one output, which is exactly what we'd expect a multiplexer to do. It is controlled by this select in the middle. Depending on if it's high or low, it only will allow one of these inputs to go through. As you can see, if it's high, it'll only allow D1, and if it's low, it'll only allow D0 to go through. Alright. Now, in order to sort four data inputs into one, we have to use multiple 2-to-1 multiplexers, as you can see. So the way this works is that we have this first layer of multiplexers that sort out the inputs two at a time, controlled by this switch. And since those convert it to one output each, that means we have two more we have to sort out with the second layer, which is controlled by this switch. As you can see, it takes four data inputs and will only allow one output. The selects are very handy for this. The 8-to-1 multiplexer, it's exactly the same concept. We use smaller building blocks and we break it down. We use as you can see in this first little layer here, controlled by these two switches, we control the first layer of the 4-to-1 multiplexers from the previous slide. And luckily, since it only has one output each, then we could use one final 2-to-1 multiplexer to get that final singular output from our total of 8 inputs. And that's controlled by this switch here as well. And this is the 4-bit 2-to-1 multiplexer. And essentially, it is very similar to how we would sort out the previous data inputs. Pretty much exactly the same. And with the exception of the labeling of the switch, it can be harder to understand, but essentially A prime is when it'll allow the A input bits to be filtered through, and when B is high, then B could be filtered through. So, as you can see, A is going through now, but when I switch over to B, it won't, and only the B ones will be allowed through. So, it's very important to label your input and outputs so you don't get confused, because trust me, when I was doing this, I was very confused initially, but labeling everything helped out. Alright, that is my C5 assignment video. Thank you.